Good evening. I'm Joel Gray, and tonight you're invited to a party. We're celebrating the 60th birthday of a man whose influence on the world of music is history. Leonard Bernstein, composer, conductor, pianist, teacher, and author. There are few areas of music that Bernstein has not enriched with his unique talents. The National Symphony Orchestra and its musical director, Mstislav Rostopovoch, are giving tonight's party, performing works mostly by Bernstein. Many of Lenny's friends are here tonight, too, to join the National Symphony in honoring this extraordinary musician. I promise you it won't be dull. Please join us. Introducing the first part of tonight's program will be William Schuman, one of our country's finest composers, a former president of the Juilliard School of Music, and founding president of the Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts in New York.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to welcome you to this wonderful event. but let me immediately put your minds at ease. The program has its own momentum and needs no master of ceremonies. This single short appearance is to greet you, to thank you for coming, and as an old friend, to offer a few brief observations. When I first met Lenny, he was 20 and I was 28. The more mathematical-minded among you may figure out that that was 40 years ago. He was assigned to welcome me to Harvard, where he was just completing his undergraduate studies. If you ask me what Lenny was like then, the answer, with hindsight, would be exactly what you might have expected. What now is wise was then precocious. What now is erudition was then promise. What now is mastery was then technique. What now is wit, charm, brilliance was then wit, charm, brilliance. For those of us who have been his friends since the earliest days, no hindsight was ever needed. You didn't have to be clairvoyant to recognize at once that this particular youth had the unmistakable stamp of star caliber. But to suggest that any of us could have imagined the career that lay ahead is not to understand what has happened. There has been no career like this before. No one, especially Lenny himself, could have drawn the blueprint. He used to ask his friends what he was. Was he a composer, a pianist, a conductor? And in view of his subsequent achievements, he might have added writer, teacher, philosopher, social activist. We do not honor him, however, because he can do so many things superbly, but because everything he does is part of a unified force, a force for enlightenment. He has added a new dimension to each of our lives. It is wholly logical to have the Bernstein birthday celebration in Washington, D.C., for he is an authentic American hero, not a legendary hero, a Paul Bunyan, not a sports hero, a Babe Ruth, but a new breed of American hero, an arts hero. And wherever he goes in his worldwide travels, it is an event of importance, a vibrant reminder that America does indeed honor the intellect, the spirit, the achievements of her artists. And so, happy birthday, dear Lenny. 60 is not old, and for conductors who work into their 90s, it is barely past adolescence. This, then, the first we confidently hope of many more birthday appreciations from all of us who are fortunate enough to be here in your time. Thank you.
The suite from On the Waterfront is more than just a film score. Completed on July 4th, 1955, and first performed at Tanglewood with Bernstein himself conducting, the suite stands on its own as a moving and dramatic piece of concert music. Leonard Bernstein was 24 years old when he composed his first symphony, which he called Jeremiah, and dedicated to his father. It was premiered in January of 1944 by the Pittsburgh Symphony with the late Jenny Turrell as soloist. The three movements of the Jeremiah Symphony, Prophecy, Profanation, and Lamentation, are based on the liturgical chanting of the synagogue. The text, sung in Hebrew, voices the cry of the fallen city of Jerusalem. In this performance, the final movement will be played by the National Symphony with Aaron Copland conducting, Christa Ludwig, soloist. In the summer of 1947, Leonard Bernstein found the inspiration for his second symphony in W.H. Auden's poem, The Age of Anxiety. Less than 3 weeks after its completion, the work received its world premiere with the Boston Symphony Orchestra under maestro Serge Koussevitzky. In February 1956, a ballet based on the symphony and choreographed by Jerome Robbins entered the repertory of the New York City Ballet. In tonight's performance, we'll hear the Masque, the fifth section of The Age of Anxiety, a jazz scherzo for piano and percussion. Lukas Foss is both piano soloist and conductor. For the bicentennial, Leonard Bernstein set to music the work of 13 American poets whose lives have spanned 300 years of this country's history and called it Songfest. Tonight, we'll hear two selections from that work: What Lips My Lips Have Kissed by Edna St. Vincent Millay and Israfel by Edgar Allan Poe. Christa Ludwig, Susan Davenny Wyner, Rosalind Elias, Neil Rosenshein, John Reardon, and Donald Gramm are the singers. Christian Badea conducts the National Symphony Orchestra.
Rapidly odds, heaven for seven, horses in heaven. The starry choir of the listening bee, that Israfel is fire, by which he sits and sings. Skies that angel trod, where deep thoughts are a duty, where love's a grown-up god, where the hoary glances are imbued with all the beauty which we worship in a star. sweets and sours. Our flowers are merely flowers, and the shadow of thy perfect face is the sunshine of our eyes. I could well wear Isabel had wear, and he were mine. If I now sing so it well born to melody. From my life, from my life, from my life, in the sky, within the sky.
Leonard Bernstein's birthday party will continue after a brief intermission. The second part of tonight's celebration features Bernstein's theater music, songs from West Side Story, On the Town, Candide, Wonderful Town, and Masque. They will be performed by Betty Comden, Adolph Green, Phyllis Newman, and many, many others. Lauren Bacall will be mistress of ceremonies. We'll be back live from Wolf Trap after a short break.
Tonight, you are...
Isn't that a marvelous birthday party to be invited to?
So,
Welcome back. I'm Joel Gray. In the second part of Leonard Bernstein's three-part birthday party is his music for the Broadway theater. Bernstein's work has always had a theatrical character. Even his concert music is marked by a strong sense of drama. His first composition for the theater was the music for the Jerome Robbins ballet Fancy Free, written when he was just 25. Since then, most of his music has been related in some way to the theater, including the remarkable Masque, a unique theater piece for singers, players, and dancers. Conducting the National Symphony Orchestra and the Norman Scribner Choir will be John Mauceri. Lauren Bacall, who needs no introduction, will be on stage in just a few moments to begin. Vienna, eh?
So,
Good evening. Welcome to Bernstein on Broadway. Everybody can now relax, except me, and I'm a nervous wreck. Partly because I have a uniquely intimate relationship with our friend Lenny. Some of his friends have written with him, some have performed with him, some have played with him, but I gave up smoking with him, which is why I'm a wreck. Two of Lenny's oldest and closest writer friends did the book and the lyrics for his first musical assault on Broadway. The friends are Betty Comden and Adolph Green, and the show, which made a great change in the sound of theater music, was On the Town.
New York, a hell of a town. The Bronx is up, but the battery's down. The people ride in a hole in the ground. New York, New York, it's a hell of a town. The famous places to visit are so many, or so the guide will say. I promised Daddy I wouldn't miss on any, and we have just one day. Gotta see the whole town from Yonkers on down to the bay. In just one day, New York, New York, a visitor's place where no one lives on account of the pace, but 7 millions are screaming for space. New York, New York, it's a visitor's place. Dressed in silk and satin, or so the fellas say. There's just one thing that's important in Manhattan. When you have just one day, gotta pick up a date, maybe 7 or 8 on your way. In just one day, New York, New York, a hell of a town. The Bronx is up, but the battery's down. The people ride in a hole in the ground. New York, New York, it's a hell of a town.
The best in the town. Yes, I can cook too. My fish can't be beat. My sugar's the sweetest around. I'm a man's ideal of a perfect meal, right down to the demi-tasse. I'm a pot of joy for a hungry boy, baby. I'm cooking with gas, so I'm a gumdrop, a sweet lollipop, a brook trout right out of the brook. And what's more, baby, I can cook. Some girls make magazine covers. Some girls keep house on a dime. Some girls make wonderful lovers. But what a lucky find I'm. I'd make a magazine cover. I do keep house on a dime. I make a wonderful lover. I should be paid overtime, cause I can bake too. On top of the lot, my oven's the hottest you'll find. Yes, I can roast too. My chicken's just stews. My gravy will lose you your mind. I'm a brand new loaf. I'm a table dough, but just try me a la carte. With a single course, you can choke a heart. Baby, you won't know where to start. I want an hors d'oeuvre, a jelly preserve that's not in the recipe book. And what's more, baby, I can cook. make wonderful jivers. Some girls can hit a high C. Some girls make good taxi drivers. But what a genius is me. I make a wonderful jiver. I even hit a high C. I make the best taxi driver. I rate a big Navy E, 'cause I can fry too. On top of the heap, my Crisco's deep as a pool. Yes, I can broil too. My ribs win applause. My lamb chops will cause you to drool. Or a candied sweet, or a pickled beet. Step up to my smorgasbord. Walk around until you get your fill. Baby, you won't ever be bored. Oh, I'm a pate, a marron glacé, a dish that you wish you had done. And what's more, baby, I can
Gaby's coming to town. So what? Who cares? Back on the ship, it seemed such a snap. You tap a girl on the shoulder, she'd turn around, and she'd say, I love you. But once on shore, it's not such a snap. You get the cold shoulder, the old runaround. You're left with no one but you. Gaby's coming. Gaby's coming to town. A town's a lonely town when you pass through, and there is no one waiting there for you. Then it's a lonely town. You wander up and down, the crowds rush by, a million faces pass before your eye. Still it's a lonely town unless there's love, a love that's shining like a harbor light. You're lost in the night unless there's love. The world's an empty place, and every town's a lonely
some of the ballet music from another Bernstein town musical. This one, Wonderful Town, had a book by Joseph Fields and Jerome Chodoroff, with lyrics again by friends Comden and Green, thereby proving friendship can survive success. Recently, Wonderful Town was trooped across the summer country by another good friend, Lauren Bacall. Since Miss Bacall, like Lenny, knows the value of friends and how to keep them, the song 100 Easy Ways to Lose a Man will be sung tonight by good friend, good performer, good author, good girl, Betty Comden.
Well, since this number has something to do with the relationship between men and women, it's a number we might have written a little differently today. But the story of Wonderful Town takes place in the 1930s, and Ruth Sherwood is a girl, a young aspiring writer, who feels that whenever she meets a man she really likes, she somehow scares him away. And so she says, "Girls, are you constantly bothered by the cloying attentions of the male sex? Well, I have the solution for you. Just get Ruth Sherwood's new bestseller, 100 Easy Ways to Lose a Man." Chapter 1, now the first way to lose a man. You've met a charming fellow and you're out for a spin. The motor fails and he just wears a helpless grin. Don't bat your eyes and say, "What a romantic spot we're in." Just get out, crawl into the car, say it's the gasket, and fix it in 2 seconds flat with a bobby pin. That's a good way to lose a man. He takes you to the baseball game, you sit knee to knee. He says, "The next man up at bat will bunt, you'll see." Don't say, "Ooh, what's a bunt? This game's too hard for little me." Just say, "Bunt! Are you nuts?" With 1 out, 2 men on base, and a left-handed batter coming up, you walk right into a triple play, the same as they did in the 5th game of the World Series in 1923. That's a sure way to lose a man. A sure way to lose a man. A splendid way to lose a man. Just throw your knowledge in his face. He'll never try for second base. 98 ways to go. The 3rd way to lose a man. The lifeguard at the beach that all the girlies adore swims bravely out to save you through the ocean's roar. Don't say, "Oh, thanks, I would have drowned in just 1 second more." Just shove his head underwater, say, "Last one in's a rotten egg," and race him back to shore. That's a swell way to lose a man. You found your perfect mate, and it's been love from the start. He whispers, "You're the one to who I give my heart." Don't say, "I love you too, my dear, let's never, never part." Just say, "I'm afraid you've made a grammatical error. It's not to who I give my heart, it's to whom I give my heart." You see, with the use of the preposition to, who becomes the indirect object, which makes use of whom absolutely imperative, as I can show you by drawing this very simple chart. That's a fine way to lose a man. A fine way to lose a man. A dandy way to lose a man. Just be more well-informed than he. You'll never hear, oh, promise me. Just show him where his grammar errs. Then mark your towels, hers and hers. Yes, girls, you too can lose your man if you will use Ruth Sherwood's plan. 100 easy ways to lose a man.
Another song from Wonderful Town, which I'm not going to sing, is the Wrong Note Rag. Anyway, it's a song for two people. And the two friends who are going to sing it tonight are performing an act of great friendship. They really are. You have no idea. You see, these two friends have been together in almost every conceivable place you can think of, except the place where you're going to see them tonight, on the same stage, at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, Phyllis Newman and her charming husband, Adolph Green.
Bunny hug?
No.
Turkey trot?
No. Give me the wrong note rag.
Oh, there's a new sensation that is going around, going around, going around, going around. A simple little ditty that is sweeping the town, sweeping the town, sweeping the town.
They call it the wrong note rag. It's got a little twist that simply drives you insane, drives you insane, drives you insane, drives you insane. Because you can never get it out of your brain, out of your brain, out of your brain. They call it the wrong note rag. Bobby hot note, rag. Please play that lovely raw note, because that raw note just makes me do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Wow, that note is such a strong note. It makes me
Ricky-tick, ricky-tick, wacky.
Wick-wicky, wick-wick-wicky, wick-wacky. Don't play that right polite note, because that right note just makes me blah-blah-blah-blah-blah-blah-blah. No, give me that blue and blue note. And sister, watch my dust, watch my smoke, doing the wrong note rag.
West Side Story. The book by a new friend, Arthur Lawrence. The lyrics by a new friend, Stephen Sondheim. The reviews by an old friend, Lenny's mother. West Side Story has become a classic in the musical theater and in musical films, but it was turned down originally by almost every producer and investor in the theater. I mention that fact as encouragement for any new young groundbreakers out there, because Lenny has always encouraged the young to do as he has done, to reach out for just that little bit more, that something just a bit adventurous, a bit special, that makes for a West Side Story.
Could be. Who
in dew any day. I will know right away, soon as it shows. It may come cannonballing down to the sky, keeping its eye bright as a rose. Who knows? It's only just out of reach, down the block on a beach, under a tree. I got a feeling there's a miracle too, gonna come true, coming to me. Could it be? Yes, it could. Something's coming, something good. If I can wait, something's coming. I don't know what it is, but it is gonna be great. With a click, with a shock, phone will jingle, door will knock. Open the latch. Something's coming, don't know when, but it soon catch the moon, one-handed catch. Around the corner, or whistling down the river. Come on, deliver to me. Will it be? Yes, it will. Maybe just by holding still, it'll be there. Come on, something, come on in. Don't be shy, meet a guy, pull up a chair. The air is humming, and something great is coming. Who knows? It's only just out of reach, down the block on a beach, maybe tonight. Every sight that I see is Maria. Tony, Tony, always you, every thought I'll ever know, everywhere
you, and the world went away. Tonight, tonight, there's only you tonight. What you are, what you do, what you say. Just a world is a
Tonight, the world is full of light, with suns and moons all over the place. Tonight, tonight, the world is wild and bright, growing mad, shooting sparks into space. Today, the world was just an address, a place for me to live in, no better than alright. But here you are, and what was just a world is a Good night, good night. Sleep well, and when you dream, dream of me.
Masque is the only Bernstein theater piece not written for Broadway. However, it premiered at the Kennedy Center and went on to the Metropolitan Opera House, the Vienna Concert House, and public television. The text was adapted from the liturgy of the Roman Catholic Mass. The lyrics are by Stephen Schwartz and the composer. Two songs from Masque.
Sing God a simple song, loud a loud day. Make it up as you go along, loud a loud day. Sing like you like to sing. God loves all simple things, for God is the simplest of all. For God is the simplest of all. sing the Lord a new song, to praise him, to bless him, to bless the Lord. I will sing his praises while I live all of my days. Blessed is the man who loves the Lord. Blessed is the man who praises him. Louder, 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 and walks in his ways. I will lift up my eyes to the hills from whence comes my help. I will lift up my voice to the Lord, singing louder, louder. For the Lord is my shade, is the shade upon my right hand, and the sun shall not smite me by day, nor the moon by night. Blessed is the man who loves the Lord. Louder, 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 and walks in his way. Da-dee-da-dee, day, all of my
Candide, book by close friend Lillian Hellman. Lyrics by practically every other close friend in town, principally Richard Wilbur. One of the nicest stories about Candide is that the overture moved almost immediately from the musical theater to the concert hall, where it is still today one of the overtures most played by symphony orchestras. However, you're not going to hear it all tonight. Too long, sorry. What you are going to hear is absolutely glorious music. The best of Bernstein for the best of friends. What better way to say happy birthday, dear friend?
To champagne, my wardrobe is expensive as the devil. Perhaps it is ignoble to complain. Enough of being basely tearful. I'll show my noble stuff by being bright and cheerful. For my fallen state, purchased as they were at such an awful cost. Bracelets, lavaliers, can they dry my tears? Can they blind my eyes to shame? Can the brightest brooch shield me from reproach? Can the purest diamond purify my name? And yet, worth these trinkets are endearing. I'm oh so glad my sapphire is a star. I'd rather like this 20-carat earring. If I'm a pure, at least my jewels are. Enough, enough. I'll take their diamond necklace and show my noble stuff by being gay and reckless.
Build our house and chop our wood
Our look at Bernstein's Broadway has ended with Make Our Garden Grow. When we return, Lillian Hellman, who wrote the book for Candide, will welcome you to the third part of our party, when Leonard Bernstein conducts three of his friends, Andrei Previn, Yehudi Menuhin, and Mstislav Rostropovich, in a performance of the first movement of Beethoven's Triple Concerto. We'll be back live from Wolf Trap after a short break. The Little Foxes, Another Part of the Forest, The Children's Hour, Pentimento, Extraordinary Works by an Extraordinary Woman. A longtime friend of Leonard Bernstein's, his collaborator on stage, she wrote the book for Candide, and offstage in the real-life struggle for human rights, ladies and gentlemen, Lillian Hellman.
I hesitated to come here tonight. I have, and I'm very sorry for this personal note, a present physical disability about which I'm very irritable, and I use any excuse not to travel. And then, too, I told myself there were a great many people in this world more equipped to introduce a great musician than I. And then, in the middle of saying that, some force that came from time and those valuable spaces around time that cannot be named, seemed to be sending me a message, an important and puzzling message, and I had to make answer. In part, the sounds that I heard, if they can be dignified by the word sounds, they were perhaps the elephant steps of a lifetime, had to do with the very recent death of Mr. Bernstein's distinguished wife. There are people in this badly ordered universe who should not die, not because they are better than the rest of us or worth more, but because their remarkable combinations within them will not come again. When they are gone, a reduction takes place. And we know that within ourselves, or even without ourselves, we must start the search all over again, wearier and sadder than when we first made the great find. Leonard Bernstein and I have been friends for a great many years. Once upon a time, we were co-workers, and we even outlasted that. Perhaps because when the hurricanes were over, and that took a long time, our true affection for each other was delicately stitched back by his remarkable wife. But I do not say farewell here to Felicia, now or ever. I do not believe in farewells. Lenny will always have her forever. He will have all the good times they had together, and he will have also the awful last and terrible months. I happen to think that is the way it should be. Mending and the consolations of time will come as they should, but they really don't have much to do with the centrality, not for this thinking mind and not for the active heart. And so I did come here tonight to say that I deeply believe his birthday tonight will mean a new period of even greater creativity. It will, because it must, and because he is capable of it. It takes a sick man to love pain, but it takes a real artist to understand it and to make use of it. And musicians, unlike the rest of us sillies, seem to grow in depth and spirit with age. I wish I could have bought all of you a glass of good wine, well, maybe to be more truthful, just a sip, so that we could raise our arms now, not for this birthday, but for the 40 more of wonderful years of work. And 40 is enough, Lenny, maybe 50. And so now I raise my arm in an imaginary glass to real love and to more than real hope. Thank you.
The final work on tonight's program was chosen by Maestro Bernstein himself. He will conduct the National Symphony Orchestra in the first movement of Beethoven's Triple Concerto for violin, piano, and orchestra. The soloists are Yehudi Menuhin, Andrei Previn, and Mstislav Rostopovoch.
on the occasion of your 60th birthday, we, the members of the National Symphony Orchestra, express deep respect for you, our country's preeminent man of music. Your art has contributed brilliant pages to the history of American composition and conducting. In recognition of our 27-year association, the member of the National Symphony Orchestra, with pleasure and affection, name you honorary member. We look forward to many more years of music making together.